Okay, so to begin our Strength in One lesson today, I'm just going to give you a quote from Tiffany Cruikshank, who is a yoga instructor and a contributor for Yoga Journal and a lot of other yoga publications. Yoga is a powerful vehicle for change. As you build strength, you start to believe in your own potential. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to come to the back of the mat, and we're going to come to a hero position, just like this. And then we're going to go ahead and hit play on our Spotify playlist. And 1, 2, 3, tap. So we'll come to that hero position. Bringing your hands to your sides, pulling the shoulders down. Our hands are pulled down, shoulder blades along the spine. On an inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way overhead. Palms will meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. And here we set our intention to move and breathe mindfully, and to feel our own body's strength, and to be patient with our body as we go through our practice today. On your next inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way overhead. And I have two options for you here. You can bend that left elbow and pull that elbow closer with the right arm, or you can keep the left elbow bent and bring the right arm back. Reach it up the back for the fingertips. So it'll look like that. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and release those arms, bring them back overhead. Same thing, using the opposite arm. So you can grab that right elbow with the left hand and bring it a little bit closer, or you can reach the left hand up the back and clasp the fingers. And then we'll go ahead and release the arms all the way overhead. On an exhale, we'll take a side bend to the left. Left arm can come all the way to the floor. With each exhale, maybe sinking just a little bit lower. On your next inhale, we'll rise back up to the center. Exhale, opposite direction, side bend. And again, with each exhale, just sinking a little bit lower. On your next inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way overhead, and then we're going to bring the hips up over the knees. Taking the left hand down towards the left ankle, we're going to bend that left knee, bringing the foot up close to the bottom. Getting a nice stretch in the hip and the front of the quad. Releasing that foot down. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. Right knee bends. We reach that right foot for the right, we reach the right hand for the right foot. We're going to take that quad and hip stretch. Releasing that foot down, arms will come overhead. On your next exhale, we're going to open the arms nice and wide, bringing them behind the back, bringing the hands to wherever you feel comfortable on the back of your hips or your upper bottom. Roll the shoulders back, inhaling, bringing the gaze upward, dropping the head back. On the next inhale, we come all the way up, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold, crawl the hands forward, keeping the hips up over the knees, sinking the heart down to the mat. Puppy pose or heart melting pose. On your next inhale, begin walking your hands back underneath your torso. Inhaling the arms overhead. We're going to take one more final twist. Open those arms. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Bringing the arms overhead. We're going to go ahead and sit down on our bottom. And we're going to turn to the left side of the mat. Okay. We're going to go ahead and kind of come down on that left hip. Okay. On an inhale, we're going to bring the arm overhead, send the leg out, and lift up into a stargazer. And then we're going to come right back down. Okay. So inhaling up to stargazer and back down. Inhale to stargazer and back down. We'll do that just a few more times. Pointing that toe as you bring that leg out to the side. Long line from the fingertips all the way to the toes. We have one more. And we come back to our side hero. We're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So we come to the right hip with the feet out to the side. Right hand comes down to your side. On your inhale, we'll sweep out into that stargazer and then come right back in. Inhale to stargazer, exhale back down. We'll do that a few more times. One more here. And then we'll come back down. Now we're going to come back to the regular facing front of the mat on the knees. On an inhale, we're going to bring the arms overhead. We're going to bring the left leg out to the side. Popping the toes up. We're going to take some left gate flows here. So in an exhale, we'll bend over that leg and then come right back up. If you would like, you can drag the left arm along the top of the leg, or you can keep the arms parallel overhead. We have two more. We're going to go ahead, and once we come back up to the center, we're going to take that right arm all the way down to the opposite side. And if your back leg needs to kind of change direction a little bit, that is fine. From here, we're going to come down flat palm with the right hand. Lift that left leg up nice and high. Half moon variation here. Just holding it. Hold it for one more full breath, and then on your inhale, you can lower that leg down and then exhale it right back up. Flexing the foot will give you greater range of lifting and lowering. Inhale as you bring the leg down, exhale as you bring it up. Only about 3 left. And last one, and we're going to go ahead and come back to our hero pose. I'm sorry, we're going to come back to a kneeling pose with the arms overhead. We're going to take the right leg out to the side, pop the toes up, and then on your exhale, we'll take that lock gate to the side. And again, you can have the option to keep the arms parallel to each other, or you can run your right hand along your leg. About 3 more. When you come back to center, we're going to take that left arm down to the opposite side. We're going to lift that leg, holding the right leg up. I'm going to turn on the mat so you can see me a little bit better. One more breath here. And then on your inhale, we're going to drop that leg down, exhale it up. Inhale down, exhaling it up. Last one. And we're going to come back to our kneeling pose. We're facing the front of the mat. Exhale, those hands are going to come down. Coming onto a tabletop pose. So you're probably towards the back of the mat. So what we're going to do is take the hands, both of them one at a time. We'll come one hand length forward. Bring the shoulders forward over the hands, tuck the toes underneath. And we're going to press the hips up for downward facing dog. Making that triangle with your body, feeling like the armpits are reaching for the floor. Taking whatever movements here feel good. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg and push the hips forward, shoulders over the wrists, and then exhale right back into downward facing dog. Opposite leg will come forward on the next inhale, and then right back. So we inhale forward to that tiger curl, and then exhale right back. Inhale forward, exhale right back. We're just going to do that a couple more times on each side. Don't forget about that Ujjayi breath. Nice loud breaths. Once more on each side. Or you can be exhaling through your mouth at this point. That feels a little bit more natural for you. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. We're going to take the left leg and lift it up for a three-legged dog. And then exhale it right back down. I'm sorry, inhale it back down. Inhale up, exhale down. I said that weird. Inhale up, exhale down. Once more on this side. And bring it down. Opposite side will go. It up, and then right back down. Up, and down. We have 3 more times. And the next time you find yourself coming into down dog, we'll just stay right there for a moment. Making sure your feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to look forward at our hands. And nice and slow, we're going to come down onto the forearms. So we bring the elbows down to the mat to come to a dolphin pose. Checking with the shoulders, we want them to be about over the elbows. Gaze is between the forearms. So we're going to take about 4 steps back. 2, 3, 4. Make our way into a dolphin plank. And then take about 4 steps forward, back into dolphin. If you led with the left foot last time, try leading with the right foot this time. And then back into dolphin. Holding the dolphin plank. And we're going to go ahead and drop the knees to the mat. And bring the arms all the way forward and begin lowering the belly down onto the mat, coming into a space. So the forearms are on the mat, the spine is reaching long, crown of the head is reaching upwards, hips are on the mat. Tucking the toes underneath, we're going to lower the chest down to the mat, engage the core, and we're going to bring the hands underneath the chest, knees on the mat, pressing up into a modified plank. Lift the knees off the mat, come to downward dog. Walk the feet all the way forward to a forward fold. And just take a moment in this fold. You can take any movements that feel good for you here. On your next inhale, we'll just lift halfway, come to a nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, we're going to come all the way up to standing, bringing the arms all the way overhead, slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. So you can stay at the front of the mat, but I'll come to the center so that you can see me just a little bit better here. So with the hands at heart center, we're going to go ahead and bring the left foot forward as we shift our balance to the right. I'll do the opposite, that way you can mirror me. So we're gonna go ahead and point the toes forward, point the knee forward. We're gonna press that leg up, just hold it here. Taking some deep breaths. Keeping the toe pointed, we're gonna go ahead and bend the knee and bring the foot in for a tree. And again, the toe is just pointed here. We're not using that whole foot to support. So you should feel like you're really using the muscles here to maintain this tree. We also want to feel it like is as in a normal tree, that we're really rooting down through that center. The ball of our big toe of that standing foot is really reaching into the ground. And then we're going to go ahead and begin bringing this knee forward and then opening it back up. Exhaling the knee forward, inhaling it back out. We'll do that a few more times. Three more times. The next time the knee comes forward, we're going to flex the foot and then send the leg back. Coming forward, hands at heart center for a warrior three. And go ahead and drop that leg down, and we'll inhale slowly back all the way up, okay? So we're gonna do that same thing then on the opposite side. So we'll shift our balance to our left leg and sweep that right leg forward, pointing the toe. Want to still feel as though we're relatively even in our stance and that we're not like sinking down into that right hip. Standing nice and tall, hips are still relatively square. And then we're gonna go ahead and keep that toe pointed. Bend the knee, bring the toe into the leg, open up for a toe to the leg tree. And again, we wanna have those feelings of rounding down through our center, that center of our supporting leg, at the inside of our supporting leg is reaching down into the mat. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring that knee forward and then inhale it back out to the side. We'll do that several more times. We have three more left. Last one, bringing that knee forward, flex that foot, and then slowly we're gonna bring that leg back, tilting the torso down for warrior three. Hands stay at heart center. And we drop that leg down as we come to standing. Gonna inhale the arms overhead. Exhale all the way forward for a forward fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees. Inhale, we reach up for our chair pose here, Uttanasana. Checking in with the small of the back, making sure that we don't have any pressure there. We're gonna hold this for one more full breath. And then on your next exhale, we'll sink down just a little more. Inhale, rising. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees. Inhale, sweeping up into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, we rise. Taking a breath here, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the top of the mat. So we're just in that chair pose, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to sink down into that chair. If your knees aren't together, go ahead and bring them together. Checking in with the small of your back, making sure you don't feel any pain right here. And if you do, tuck your tailbone under a little bit, engaging the core. So we're going to take 4 counts to rise and then come back down into chair, okay? So we'll begin rising here. 4, 3, 2, 1, sink. 3, 2, 1, rise. 3, 2, 1, sink. We're going to do this 2 more times. Feeling those leg muscles work. Rise last time. Sink last time, and we're going to hold it here. Again, checking in with the small of your back. On your next exhale, we're going to forward fold, straightening the legs. Taking any movements that feel good, maybe pedaling the knees. Coming back to center in your forward fold, we're going to begin bending the knees, bringing the hands down to the mat. Begin walking the feet back. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. And we're going to take those 4 count movements again. We're going to go 4 counts forward into a plank and then 4 counts back into the down dog. And we'll begin that now. 4, 3, 2, 1, back. 3, 2, 1. To plank. 3, 2, 1, back. We'll go ahead and do that just a few more times. Nice, slow, controlled movements. The next time you roll forward as a plank, we're just going to stay right there. So I'm going to give you 2 options here. One option is to stay right here. Another is to drop to the knees and just keep holding that plank. Third option, we're going to press forward on the toes, bringing the shoulders slightly past the wrists, which just really intensifies the heat that you're feeling in the abdominals. Hold it for a few more breaths. And we're going to go ahead and come all the way back into downward facing dog. Taking any movements that feel good. Go ahead and center yourself in your down dog and begin walking your feet all the way forward. Taking our forward fold here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend those knees. Inhale, sweeping up into chair. Your knees are not together, or your feet aren't together. You can bring them together. On your next exhale, we'll sink down. Inhale, we'll rise. Just take a moment here. On the next exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up to chair. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do that again. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees. Inhale, sweeping up to chair. Exhale, sinking. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just taking a few breaths here. If you have a lot of stuff in front of you, like I do, if you want to take a couple steps back on your mat, you can definitely do that. We're going to go ahead and shift our balance to our left leg. We're going to send that right leg back a little bit. And we're going to, you can leave your hands at heart center, but if you would like for that added challenge, you can bring them all the way overhead. On your next exhale, we're going to begin tilting forward to warrior three. Body is parallel to the floor. We want to aim the toe of the lifted leg down. Holding it. Go ahead and drop the hands down to the mat, lifting that leg even higher. So here we're just going to do some standing split leg lifts. So you can go ahead and do whatever distance you'd like. We're going to inhale it down, exhale it up. Inhale down, exhale up. We have 2 left after this one. Last one. We're going to go ahead and hold that leg up. Now our standing leg, we're going to bend the knee and just come down a little bit, and then bring it right back to straight. Bend that knee, straight. I'm going to do that 2 more times, trying to keep that right leg nice and elevated. And that last time, we're going to go ahead and bring our right leg down, take a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees. Inhale, sweeping up into chair. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Take a few breaths. We'll begin to shift our balance to the right leg. And then from here, again, you can bring your hands to heart center if you would like, or you can keep them overhead. We're going to bring that left leg back. And then when you're ready, we're going to begin to tilt forward into our warrior three. We're going to hold warrior three for several reps, trying to make sure that leg is, the femur is rotated inwards with the toes pointed down. And on your next exhale, we'll bring the hands all the way down to the mat, lifting that left leg up even higher. I'm going to go ahead and do those leg lifts. So inhale the leg down, and then exhale it right back up, using whatever range of motion you are comfortable with. We have about 2 left. And after the last one, we're going to keep that leg raised. We're going to begin bending the standing knee, taking a little knee dip, and then right back up to a straight leg. I'm going to do that just a few more times. Last one here. And then we'll bring that lifted leg down. We'll take our forward fold. On your inhale, we'll lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. I think you know what comes next. Inhale, sweeping up into chair. Exhale, we sink. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Just take another breath or two here. And on your next exhale, we'll fold forward, and we're going to set up at plank. So we'll bring the hands to the mat, walk the feet all the way back until we come into a plank. Once you reach that perfect plank position, you can drop to the knees if you would like. If your knees are not on the mat, go ahead and put them on the mat. Keep your hands where they are. Sink the hips back to extended child's pose. We're going to be keeping our hands and our feet in the same spots the entire time through this sequence. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forward back into our modified plank or our full plank. And then slowly, we're going to bring the knees to the mat and then push the hips back, extended child's pose. As we move into the next plank, we're going to be doing some movements, and you can do those movements on the knees or in full plank. So we're going to go ahead and come into our plank. We're gonna lift the left knee, bring it to the left elbow, and then bring it back. Right knee to right elbow, bring it back. You can do that up on the knees or up on the toes. Exhaling as you bring the elbow, as you bring the knee to the elbow. Once more on each side. Draw it to the knees. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, threading it underneath the right arm for thread the needle. Just hold it here. And come back to center. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, threading it underneath. And come back to center. We'll hit that plank, whether it's on the knees or up on the toes. Pressing those hands into the mat to really elevate the shoulders. If you're not on the knees, go ahead and drop to them. Sink the hips back, extended child's pose. Inhaling all the way forward to your plank. This time we're going to bring the left knee to the right elbow, right knee to the left elbow. And again, you can do that on the knees or you can do it up on the toes. Exhaling when your elbow meets the knee. Once more on each side. Drop to the knees. From here, we're going to do a cow. So an extended cow. Belly drops down, head comes up. On your exhale, we're going to sneak back to that extended child's pose. Inhaling forward, extended cow. Exhale back, extended child's pose. We'll just do that a few times. Next time you go back to extended child's pose, just take a moment right there. We're going to slowly crawl the torso forward. We want to just come down onto our bellies on the mat. I have two arm options for you here. You can be on the forearms in a Sphinx pose, or you can come down and reach the arms back, similar to locust. We're going to try to bring the legs together like you have a fishtail on. And on your next exhale, we're going to bend the knees, bringing the feet as close to the bottom as you can get them, and then inhale them back down. Exhale, close to the bottom. Inhale back down. We'll go ahead and do that several more times. Nice and slow to really feel those muscles in the hamstrings and the glutes working. Really bringing your feet as close to your bottom as you can bring them. Last one. And bring them back down. We're going to go ahead and come onto our right side, supporting ourselves with our forearm. We're going to just flex the feet and nice and slow lift the upper leg back down. Exhale up, inhale down. Do that a few more times. Two more. Nice and slow. And bring it down. We're going to get that leg out of the way by bringing the foot behind, keeping this lower leg foot flex. Going to exhale it up. Inhaling it down. Exhaling up. Inhaling it down. You want to try to keep the leg in line with the torso, but if it comes forward a bit, that is okay. Trying to hold yourself nice and steady, but you might be rolling around a little bit, and that's okay too. 2 more. And then we'll bring that leg down. We're going to go ahead and turn onto our bellies once more. We're just going to come into a Sphinx here for a moment. Taking a nice little stretch. Pressing the elbows down into the mat to really elongate the crown of the head. Pull the crown of the head upwards. So now we're just going to turn onto our opposite side. Supporting yourself in that shoulder, making sure that your head isn't sinking down to your shoulder, neck is nice and tall. Flexing the feet. Exhale, lifting that leg up, and then inhale down. Do that a bunch of more times. Two more. And when you bring that leg back down, we'll get it out of the way by bringing it behind. Lower leg is, foot is flexed. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. We'll do that a few more times. And again, we're trying to keep that leg in a parallel straight line with the body rather than letting it come forward to the corner of the mat. 2 more times. And exhale that leg down. We're going to turn back onto the belly. We're going to do a bow reach here. So we're going to bend the knees, reaching for the hands, lifting the torso up off of the mat. We're just reaching for the feet. We're really squeezing together those shoulder blades, bringing all the muscles of the upper back. Engaging all the muscles of the upper back is what I meant to say. And now, if you can reach the feet, go ahead and reach for the feet, pressing into that bow. If you can't quite get into the bow, go ahead and you can keep reaching if you would like, or you can come into that Sphinx pose with the forearms on the mat. And exhale everything down. Bring the hands underneath the chest, toes, tops of the toes, come to the mat. Knees are on the mat. We are going to engage the core, press up into that modified plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Walk the feet all the way forward. And we come to a forward fold. And then when you're ready, we're going to begin making our way down onto our bottom. And then we're going to begin making our way down to the mat on our backs. We're going to go ahead and bring our feet overhead. We're going to really be doing a lot of inner and outer thigh work here, really increasing the strength in those muscles, okay? If you would like, you can add some core engagement by lifting the shoulder and the shoulders and the head up off of the mat. We're going to go ahead and take the legs and externally rotate them, bringing the heels together, pointing the toes outward like you're in first position for a ballerina, okay? Arms are up if you want them up. If not, just bring your arms down to your sides or wherever they're comfortable. On an inhale, we're going to open the legs, possibly the arms. Exhale them right back together. Super slow. Inhaling out. Exhaling back in. Now, if you'd like an added challenge here, you can bring the feet onto about a 60 or 45 degree angle. That definitely will give you more engagement in your core. We have 2 more. Nice and slow. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. If your shoulders and head are lifted off the mat, go ahead and bring them back in. We're going to straighten our legs overhead. We're going to grab wherever we can, whether it's the back of the calves, or the knees, ankles, maybe even the feet. We're going to open the legs as much as you can. Letting your hands be heavy to really pull your legs close to the floor. And we're going to go ahead and bring them back together overhead. We're going to turn them once more so those heels are in, possibly lifting everything up off of the mat, shoulders and head. We're going to take the right arm and the right leg and extend them long, or you can just extend the left leg long and just do the legs and not worry about the arms. Right, we'll extend long and then back up. Trying to keep the leg externally rotated. Inhaling as you extend long, exhaling as you come back in. And then we'll have once more on each side. We started with the right side, so we want to make sure we end with the left side. And go ahead and bring everything down to the mat. This time we're going to grab wherever we can. We're going to grab the the calves, the ankles, and the toes. And we're going to bring them long over our head. And if you would like, right here, you can press all the way into a plow pose. And nice and slow, we're going to roll back onto our backs. Going to lift the arms up, keeping the legs up overhead again. And from here, we're just going to lift the torso and we're just going to reach for the feet. Just reaching for the feet. One more full breath. And come back down. Shoulders come back down to the mat. We're going to hold our legs around the hamstrings and begin rocking forward and back. If you don't like rocking forward and back, just go ahead and come all the way up to a seated position. If you're in that seated position, just try to make a nice active core, pressing the legs forward. And if you're rocking and rolling, go ahead and rock all the way up to that seated position. We're going to keep the core engaged, bring the legs forward. From here, we're going to inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Imagining that you're a piece of paper being folded along the crease. That crease is at your hips. Reaching the arms as far forward as they will go. Trying to keep a long line from the spine all the way to the crown of the head. And then when you reach as far forward as you can reach with your head, go ahead and let your head be heavy, letting it come down as far as it needs to get a nice neck and stretch in the neck. Just trying something a little bit different here. I haven't done before, but it might be fun. On an inhale, we'll come up to a seated position. We're going to press our hands into the mat beside us, just to give us a little bit of leverage. On your next leaning back, on your next inhale, lean back, lift your feet up just a little bit, and then open them nice and wide into a straddle. On your next exhale, we'll fold forward again, imagining that crease. Hands can be down towards the ankles, or they can be long overhead, wherever you feel best. Feet can be flexed, or the toes can be pointed, whichever you prefer. On your next inhale, we'll begin bringing that torso back up. And we're going to bring the left foot into the right thigh. Taking the right hand along the left leg, inhaling the left arm up overhead. Exhale, taking a side bend over the extended leg. And again, the foot can be flexed or the toes can be pointed. For added stretch in that left thigh, in that left hip, you can press the left thigh into the mat even more, engaging your muscles. Press it downward. Inhaling all the way up. We're going to bring both feet in, soles of the feet come together. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing the hands to the toes or the ankles. On an exhale, we will fold forward. Next inhale, we'll sit back up. And this time we'll extend the left leg out to the side. We'll bring the right foot into the left thigh. Left hand meets the left leg. Inhale the right arm overhead. Exhale, side bend. And again, engaging those muscles in the right thigh to press them down will really increase the stretch in the hip. Inhaling, we come back to center. We're going to go ahead and bring our feet together. Knees are going to be up in the air. Try to sit nice and tall here, as tall as you can on those sits bones. We're going to take a twist to the left, possibly hugging the left leg in or hooking the elbow to the outside of that left leg. Hand can be wherever it is comfortable. Gaze can follow the twist, or you can look down. Inhale to untwist, and then we'll just do the same thing on the opposite side. On your next inhale, we will untwist. And then nice and slow, we're going to slowly roll the spine back down to the mat. We're going to draw the feet in closer to the bottom. Allow the knees to fall out to the sides, soles of the feet come together. I'm going to take the right arm and cross it over the body. Left arm can pull on it just a little bit more to increase that stretch. And then we're going to switch our arms, nice and slow. Bringing the arms to wherever they are comfortable. We're going to try something new in the legs. We're going to go ahead and go into that like crisscross applesauce pose, allowing one foot to come underneath the thigh. And we'll just rest like this for a moment. And then we'll switch the feet. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bring the knees together. We're going to uncross the feet. We're going to toe heel, the feet out to the side, and allow the knees to fall towards each other. Bringing the hands underneath the head, we'll lift the head up, maybe nod the head from side to side, or just lift it until your chin reaches your chest, and you just get a really nice neck stretch here. Whatever feels best for you. Maybe you even want to use your thumbs to give yourself a little massage at the nape of your neck. And then nice and slow, we'll bring the head all the way down to the mat. And bring the arms out to the sides. And then the legs are going to go ahead and come out to the sides as well. And then make a super active star stretch here. Stretching from fingertip to fingertip across the body, really feeling that stretch inside the arms. You can point the toes or you can point the heels, really flexing the feet. Go ahead and take some ankle and wrist rolls here while taking that nice active stretch. And then release your star back down to the ground, letting everything just rest for a moment. And as we move ourselves into Shavasana, we'll just take a moment, be with our own breath. Coming into any pose, lying down pose that you find to be comfortable. Just take a moment. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin making any movements that bring your awareness back to the here and now, and then gradually make your way onto your right side. And then possibly still with your eyes closed, make your way up into a comfortable seated position. And we'll just take a few more breaths together. And then slowly blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for being with me and breathing with me today. The light in me sees and bows to the divine light in you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace be with you.